Hey guys, Tony here, CCxRC. I've got something cool for you today. I'm out camping with a bunch of guys I met on Facebook. We're in Harrisonburg, Virginia. We're doing some scaling and trailing. We haven't done any yet, but we're going to start tomorrow. And so we've gathered a bunch of guys. There's like 8 of us coming here, and we're going to have some fun out on the trails. And so I've got something cool and fun for you today. The Axial SCX10 II. I've been wanting to get this truck. I've got the SCX10. I love it. It's nothing really wrong with it. But being out here, spending all this time and money, if I have my SCX10 go down on the trail, I'm done. So I want to have a backup. And I don't know which one is going to be the backup just yet. But we're going to unbox this thing. We're going to take a look at it and do a little bit of an unboxing for you. But first of all, let's talk about this thing, because this thing has a lot of hype behind it. And it's a really, really great looking truck. A lot of people like it just because of the Jeep Cherokee body. Now, again, call me MR, RTR, Mr. RTR, King of RTR, whatever you want to call me. But I love RTRs. I don't have a whole lot of time to build. Just like here, I needed something that could run right away. And that's what I've got in this box. Put a battery in, put batteries in the transmitter, and you're off and running. Now, there's some cool things about what Axial did with this RTR that they didn't do in their last ones, and we'll talk about that a little bit too. But what do we got in here? So let's take a look here at the box. We've got a few things. Metal gear servo. It's water resistant. You can fully waterproof it if you use some Plastidip. Open it up, put on the gears, put some like marine grease in there, you know, glob it up, close it up, Plastidip that thing. It's going to be fully waterproof. They do say that it is waterproof on the box right here, but it says see panel for description. This says it's water resistant, as well as the motor says it's water resistant. Usually a brushed motor. This is a 35 turn motor. I haven't had any issues with brush motors in water. A 3-channel receiver and transmitter, 8E5 ESC with drag brake. This thing is waterproof. That's awesome. Really excited about that. Really liked my last Axial ESC. I had to waterproof it myself. If you watch the video, you'll see I Plastidip the whole thing. Heat sink and all, knowing that it was a bad idea. Turned out to be a bad idea. Burned it up. Had to get a new one. But I really liked how it functioned. The drag brake on these Axial ones is fantastic. So I'm glad that this is now waterproof. I can soak that. This is easy to waterproof. Now I got a waterproof tray for your receiver to sit in. And so that's good. That thing that you don't have to worry about taking it apart and acrylic conformal coating that or anything like that, because it's in a sealed box. New axles. One of the cool things that they're doing is these wild bore drive shafts. It's a 3-piece drive shaft instead of 2, where you have your male and female ends. Now you've got 2 female ends with 1 centerpiece that goes in between them both and can slide back and forth between them. It's supposed to be bigger pins and everything, a lot stronger. We'll see. The thing that this has that the last SCX10 didn't have, and I had to upgrade, was this one has metal links. So that's already installed on these. So that's an awesome upgrade right out of the box. There's a dual slipper clutch, chassis mounted servo. Fantastic, as well as moving the battery tray forward and lowered. So lots of cool upgrades, things that people have been modding and doing anyway with theirs. So I guess all that's left is let's open up this box and let's get the truck out of here. There's something I'm going to do to it straight away, and some of you might have a guess as to what that is. And so as soon as we get it out of the box, we're going to go ahead and get right to that. I just need to find out where I put the tool I need for doing that. So there it is. It's already climbing a hill in the box, so you know that it is ready to tackle the trails. Oh, and right away I can see, look at this. This bumper is ready for a winch. That is really cool. That's a nice little I don't know, they were just paying attention to what people are doing to the trucks, and they just prepped it for it. It's even got the opening in the front to put your winch lead out. I like the gray-black theme, kind of cool to me. It's kind of what I like, grays and blacks. Your basic kit bag, lots of extra little plastic parts, tools and things in here. So nothing to write home about. An Estes rocket ad in here. Man, that takes me back to childhood. I loved Estes rockets. I've actually been looking at them to get some to launch with my boys. So that's going to make me want to do it even more. Now the one bummer right away that I see with this is that there's no like tray inside it with seats, fake seats or anything like that they did with the Jeeps. I wish that they'd have molded this in a way that they'd have had those seats in here, like little people heads, whatever, you know, something I can maybe put my little figures in, hold on. They know that people in the scale world, they always put people in their trucks, and there's just not an easy way to do that here. So let's get this out of here. Transmitters on the bottom. Just need to find my tools again. Kind of throwing things all over the place. I don't know where I put my tool. Am I sitting on it? Nope, not sitting on it. Where is that knife? Oh, knife. 1, I want to cut the tire. 2, 3, 4. Hopefully that'll drop right out. There it is. Cool. Let's just get everything ready to look at. This is what it's going to look like out on the trail. Kind of. I'll show you what I mean in a second for me. It's really lightweight actually. Really, really nice articulation straight out of the box. Those shocks are already really dialed in. Nice other little touch that they've added is a trailer hitch already installed. The turn radius is quite insane compared to the previous one. So that's one of the main things I'm looking forward to in this truck is a little bit more ascender-like turning, being able to really make tight turns. Because the box, this thing pretty much, the box was deceiving. It looks a lot smaller than what the truck is that you actually get out of it. It fills the whole box the way that they packaged it. Right away, I really like the detailing that they've done with the sticker work here. Paint job, windows, the trimming around the windows. They've got some new rock sliders here for this. BF Goodrich tires on it, really nice. Here's the metal links. Now these metal links they're pretty thin actually, compared to the other ones that they made for their last SCX10. I do like the look of the drive shafts. Those do look pretty thin to me, these links. They're metal, but they're pretty thin metal. Same with the front here for the steering. Now, to the part I was talking about. Sharpie. What are we going to do here? These red things. I don't want red. I'm going to color these in with a Sharpie for now because I don't have paint with me on the trail. They just scream at you. I don't want them screaming at me. Now if I were home, I'd have just taken these right off and painted them. There's a couple of red pieces in here. For now, I'm just going to focus on these diff covers. It's like my Axial coloring book right here. Paint by number. And the number is diff cover. Alright, there we go. We blacked out the pumpkins, the diff covers, added some sweet decals to the back, CCxRC, as well as on the doors. Now we're going to take the lid off and we're going to take a look inside this beast. Alright, so we can see where they moved the battery tray here. So it looks like it'll sit upright in there. Looks like I'll have to trim the battery tray for these particular batteries because it does not have a gap to get these leads out, and so it's kind of resting on it, so I'm going to have to trim that out. Dean's connector, waterproofed ESC right here. This is pretty sealed off. This is where you're going to have your receiver for your transmitter. Your everything's quite well placed. They've even got like a little extra tray here to put some more stuff if you want. The sliders, the rock sliders are very nice. I like that they've added these trays here. Very much like the ones that I got from Harley Designs that had the battery mount that was across here. Well, now you've got the battery mount up front, even further up to the front. Looks like it stacks upright. You've got your servo mounted here, tactic, straight down into the chassis. Completely different setup than the original SCX10. They've redone these rails some. This C-channel frame. Huge bumpers. The amount of plastic on them is actually quite a bit. They're really long bumpers. It's kind of interesting how that is for both. But here you can see where they've put the mount for the, if you want to put a winch in there, onto the front bumper. The tires are really grippy, nice and firm. So overall, the suspension, like I said, there's a lot of articulation in this, which is nice. The suspension seems pretty good. Again, here you can look and see the links. The other ones are really beefy and thick and hollow. These ones seem to be solid but much thinner, so it's lighter weight. I don't know, we'll see how it does on the trail. I can't give much more opinion until I drive it. You know, I'm not really into all the very minutiae detail of these things that some people are into. That's not me. I shoot videos. I love RCing, but I don't know much about cars in general. I know what works for me. This seems like it'll really work well, actually, out on the trail. Again, just as somebody that's been doing it for a little while, I kind of am getting the RC side of things, but there's still a whole lot that people transfer from real world cars to these scale ones that I don't know about. I'm not a mechanic. I'm more of a nerd than a mechanic. So I understand video editing, computers, that kind of thing, a little bit of electronics, and I'm slowly learning as I'm getting into this RC hobby how all of this works. All right, let's look at their controller really quick. Their tactic controller, ergonomically it feels really great in your hand. They have added some more buttons and controls here. 1, 2. I'm guessing that has to do with if you have a winch, maybe forward, in and out. You know, forward, reverse on your winch. Got your throttle, trim, steering, and where your your center steering is, and then reverses and power here on the back side. So no antenna. The whole thing must have it kind of built in, or maybe it's all in this face front here. It's kind of cool looking, actually. I like the look of it. Maybe put some batteries in it, it'll feel a little bit more heft to it. I don't like the placement of these buttons or these knobs right here on the controller where you're running, if you're wanting to do one-handed, or it just kind of seems odd. A lot of people put them up on the top here or in a little tray kind of hidden, but yeah, I'm not sure. I really like that a lot. But the wheel itself feels just really tight on the actual controller, like you're touching it as you're controlling it. There's not a lot of spot to put your fingers on this rubber because there's this plastic knob here and then there's this plastic around the edge of it. But again, it's a RTR version of a controller. I definitely have options for the controller. Don't need to use this. All right, so first impressions without having driven this thing. One, the amount of the turn radius is completely insane compared to my SCX10. I like the body. You know, my other one's a Jeep. This is a Jeep. Never really was a Jeep Cherokee fan. Really only liked the Jeep Wrangler, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe I'll try and get one of those other Jeep bodies where it's like the truck bed with the kind of funky, looks like a Unimog or something, Jeep version. Overall, yeah, Axial, you know, they make quality products. This is another quality product from them. And, you know, only time will tell on the trails, but I've seen a lot of people running them. It looks like a really solid truck, and I can't wait to get it on the trail myself. So thanks for stopping in, guys. Have fun RCing. We'll see you next time at CCxRC here on YouTube. See ya.